Live from St. Joseph and Buchanan County to Andrew, DeKalb, and Donovan counties, this is News Press Now, Morning Edition on Fox 26 KNPN.
The question still stands. Was Bo Bergdahl a traitor? New allegations that Bergdahl left his post. And strong storms blow through the region overnight. We'll have a full recap of the damage and what you can expect for today. Good morning and thank you for joining us on the morning edition of Fox 26 KNPN. I'm Meredith Albert.
And I'm Christian Johansson. On this Wednesday morning, we have a lot of weather stuff to talk about. We got a whole lot of rain yesterday. I don't know, can you see this coffee cup? That's what, about 3 inches? We got about that much rain recorded here. Rain will move small cars, 8 to 12 inches of water. Moving water can move big vehicles, so be aware of that.
Definitely extra careful on your drive to work this morning.
Very much, yes.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Christian.
You're welcome.
The Army plans to look at Sergeant Bo Bergdahl's case and what it says will be a comprehensive, coordinated review. But this wouldn't be the first time the Army investigated his disappearance nearly 5 years ago. Andrew Spencer reports an initial investigation found Bergdahl left his post of his own free will.
This newly released video shows Sergeant Bo Bergdahl in Afghanistan less than a week ago. He's surrounded by Taliban fighters. One of them waves a white flag as a helicopter approaches going medical treatment in Germany. Andrew Spencer, Fox 26, Morning Edition.
Meanwhile, severe weather hits part of the Midwest yesterday, and several tornadoes were reported across Nebraska, including one that was caught on camera just north of the town of Seward. Flash flooding, high winds, hail, and damage was also reported across the state. Meanwhile, people in parts of Omaha had to be rescued by boat as those storms swept over the area. Police say several homes flooded and buses were called in to bring residents to a shelter at a nearby community center. And take a look at this, a massive supercell spotted in Holcomb, Kansas yesterday. Heavy rains, thunderstorms, and hail were reported elsewhere in the state. The National Weather Service issuing tornado warnings for Brown, Marshall, and Nemaha counties on Tuesday, where baseball-sized hail and high winds were reported. Residents are advised to stay at home during these storms and to use caution when going outside. And yes, we got some of those storms as well, but Christian will tell us what to expect for the rest of the today and the weekend.
Well, we're expecting a lot for the weekend, so flooding could continue to be an issue. I'll get to that coming up here in about 10 minutes. Meredith?
All right, thanks, Christian. A former St. Joseph detective pleaded guilty to a felony charge Monday morning in a Kansas City federal courtroom. A 20-year veteran of the force, Scott Coates, pleaded guilty to failing to report a felony to his supervisors. The case goes back to October 2007 when Coates was investigating a gang shooting in Midtown. He interviewed a suspect and allowed the suspect to leave with a gun, knowing he wasn't allowed to carry one. Coates failed to report this to his supervisor. The plea agreement requires Coates to resign from the department. It also bars him from working in law enforcement in the future. The government is seeking a sentence of probation, and St. Joseph News Press reporter Jessica Shoemaker was in the courtroom, and she'll have the full story, including a complete timeline of the case at newspressnow.com. Salary stipends are recommended for tutoring specialists and other special duties not previously listed in the St. Joseph School District's salary book. This comes from the St. Joseph School Board's ad hoc committee meeting on Monday night. That recommendation goes with the other suggestion by the group that school administrators receive a 55-cent per mile travel reimbursement instead of flat travel stipends. The challenge with this recommendation is travel stipends are currently a part of some salaries already. All recommendations are headed to the school board at next Monday's meeting. A new management team of the East Hill Mall's shopping center will be headed by a pretty familiar face in this area. Craig Realty Group, led by St. Joseph native and entrepreneur Stephen Craig, will take over the management of the mall from MD Management, which has overseen the facility for nearly 50 years. The announcement came at the mall Monday afternoon. East Hills first opened in 1964, and Craig, who grew up going to the mall as a boy, says he is excited to manage the property. Gary Hayes with MD Management says Craig and East Hills is the perfect combination.
He truly loves this community. Even though he lives elsewhere, I know without a doubt his heart never leaves St. Joseph.
I'm particularly excited about this opportunity because I think there's a lot that could be done to re-engage the community. And when I say the community, I'm not just referring to St. Joseph. I'm referring to southwestern Iowa, northwest Missouri, northeast Kansas, okay, maybe even south to Platte City. And I'm hoping we can draw a lot of those people back up here for a lot of good reasons.
Craig said at his other mall properties, they like to celebrate Christmas big with a 2.5-story Christmas tree and other innovative draws that bring shoppers to the stores. He also indicated that as many as 3 other major retailers could be looking at the East Hills space, but those deals are not inked in yet. In Kentucky this morning, the FBI is searching for suspects who are blinding pilots with lasers. Plus, we'll have more on the condition of the 12-year-old girl who was brutally stabbed by her friends last weekend. All right, thanks, Christian. A 12-year-old girl in Wisconsin is in stable but critical condition after being stabbed 19 times by her so-called friends. The preteen amazingly crawled to get help after 2 other 12-year-old girls attacked her and left her to die in the woods. All the result of getting caught up in an online game called Slender Man, based on a fictional character who stalks children. Kelly Wright has more.
A virtual online world becoming all too real.
They immerse themselves in their own little reality.
News.
Donald Sterling is the target of a lawsuit by a woman claiming she worked for him but was fired after refusing to have sex with him. Mako Maya King says she was in a romantic relationship with Sterling from 2005 to 2011 and that Sterling repeatedly made racist and sexist remarks in her presence. The lawsuit claims that Sterling hired King in late 2013 as his personal assistant / caretaker with an agreement to pay her $10,000 a month. However, the suit says Sterling dangled money only if she would have sex with him, and she refused to perform many of the acts. According to the lawsuit, that's when Sterling fired her. The FBI is cracking down on people who shine lasers into flying planes. Authorities say they've seen more than 1,000% increase in so-called lasing since 2005. And for the next 90 days, the FBI is offering a $10,000 reward to anyone who provides information that leads to a lasing arrest. The FBI is also launching a public awareness campaign to make sure people know just how dangerous it can be.
It would be like being in the dark, completely in the dark, and having somebody shine a light right in your eyes. You really can't see.
It is a tremendous distraction within the flight deck. It is a very real safety hazard.
Lasing is a federal crime punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. More young people are living at home, why this trend is increasing, and other business headlines straight ahead. And the boys in blue look to take another one away from the Cardinals. We'll have your royal headlights on the other side of Storm Tracker 26.
And we are talking about rain ending, but flooding through the day today. That's going to be the huge issue. And over the next few days, I'll update you with all the flooding problems. And we could